If you say tax the rich, someone will say they'll just move. Is that true? One of the complexities of if you tax the rich, they'll move away is that people mean different things when they say the rich. So let's talk about high income earners, those who get a W-2 salary. There's a famous Stanford study called The Millionaire Migration and the Taxation of the Elite. I wrote about this in 2021, and they're finding 99% plus of millionaires stayed put even after big tax hikes on income. The data appears pretty common across places, and it's for some clear reasons. People with big salaries tend to be deeply rooted. Kids, often in elite schools, companies, jobs, networks, communities, and on the whole, high tax locations have had a lot of amenities. What's the point of being rich if you don't get to enjoy culture and other stuff? Variations in income and even property tax in a region, different counties, can shift behavior. New York and Philadelphia are two classic examples of big old cities with relatively high income taxes. A new research paper out just this week. Their analysis, every 1 percentage point increase in the city wage tax reduced suburb to city commuting by 6%. Highly localized tax regimes don't shift people to Florida, they shift people to different towns or counties within a region. This is part of New York's story as well. North Jersey, Connecticut, and in some sense Long Island all benefited from a relatively high tax regime of New York City. But those still are about income earners, which brings us to our final point. High salary workers, doctors, software engineers, executives, actually pay a disproportionately high share of income and payroll taxes. The Tax Policy Center points out that the top 1% of income earners pays around 40% of all federal income taxes. So instead of earning a lot, you probably mean rich by wealthy asset owners. People whose earnings come from stocks, real estate, private business ownership. New research from capital gains lightly taxed, deferred for decades, often never taxed at all because of the step-up basis and death. Their estimate, the effective tax rate on real capital gains is about 5%. So high earners pay a lot. Ultra wealthy asset holders often don't. Now, a brand new Sweden-Denmark study showed that some wealthy households do leave when wealth taxes rise, especially the ultra-rich. It's perhaps relatively modest, but that appears true. So bring it all together. Americans do move to lower cost tax states, but typically not for that reason. It's more about cheaper housing. Millionaire earners rarely flee across state lines over income taxes. City wage taxes do push jobs and residents into the suburbs or otherwise in a region. High salary earners already do pay a lot in federal income and state and local income tax. Ultra wealthy asset owners often pay very little on their actual wealth, but they do appear to move when taxed. The story is complicated, but the research is clear. We can do this work with targeted, intentional policymaking. That's possible, right?